Imagine if you could not only live healthier, but also live longer with just one simple trick, or without medication and even without expensive treatments. The whole thing is even scientifically proven, and modern medicine understands it better today than ever before. And what this trick is, I'll reveal to you today in this video. It's about a natural system in your body that controls your metabolism, protects your cells, reduces inflammation, and can even really influence your lifespan. And the fascinating thing about it is that you can activate it yourself through your diet, as well as through exercise, fasting, and targeted nutrients. We're talking about the so-called sirtuins. These are enzymes in your own cells that make sure your DNA gets repaired, that your mitochondria work better, and that your body can handle energy more efficiently. Some people also call them longevity genes or slim genes, and these are exactly the target of many current anti-aging strategies. I myself wrote about these sirtuins for the first time back in 2010. Today, 15 years later, we actually know much more, namely how we can specifically activate them. And the key to this is a small but long-lasting substance called NAD. NAD is a coenzyme that is needed in every cell of the body for energy, for repair, and for cell health. But as we age, our NAD levels decrease significantly. The result, cellular stress rises, regeneration slows, and we age more quickly. Sirtuins need NAD to become active, and if it's lacking, these protective systems simply go dormant. But you can boost NAD again and wake up your sirtuins. And how do you do that? With 5 very specific strategies. First, fasting. When you fast, less NADH is produced. That's the reduced form of NAD, and as a result, the NAD level increases, and that directly activates the sirtuins. Intermittent fasting is especially effective, of course, because you have an empty stomach, and when your stomach is empty, there's more NAD. Or you can also fast for 24 hours, or you can use fasting mimicking. That means you only eat between 600 and 800 kilocalories per day. The cells then automatically switch to self-repair, an incredible effect. Second, exercise, of course. Above all, endurance training ensures that nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, reduced form, is used up, and as a result, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide increases. Even moderate activities like brisk walking, cycling, or light jogging measurably increase nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide levels. At the same time, exercise naturally also promotes the production of sirtuins, which means a double effect. And third, now we come to nutrition. If you want to activate your sirtuins, you should eat as plant-based as possible, specifically with exactly the foods that are at the center of the so-called Sirt food diets. And these include arugula, kale, celery, broccoli, or berries, especially blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, onions, garlic, and also capers. Green tea, dark chocolate, turmeric, and coffee. Of course, it's best if they're decaffeinated and organically decaffeinated. These foods contain what's known as polyphenols, which can naturally activate sirtuins and at the same time reduce the tendency for inflammation in the body. And on top of that, the Sirt food diet, that's what the diet to activate sirtuins is called, is automatically rich in fiber, bitter compounds, and antioxidants. And that also promotes cell health. Let's continue with number 4. Stimulate your body. Natural stimuli like cold or heat, such as ice baths, cold showers, sauna sessions, or contrast baths, also stimulate the sirtuins. They promote what's called hormesis, which is your cell's ability to strengthen themselves when they're exposed to stress, because that's a training effect. Confident stress reduction, meditation, and breathing techniques help motivate your nervous system and support internal cell repair. And now the 5th point, supplements, targeted but mindful. To specifically support your nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide levels, there are two well-researched precursors, nicotinamide mononucleotide and nicotinamide riboside. Both help the body build nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, especially in combination with fasting or exercise. Studies show positive effects on blood vessels, energy metabolism, and muscle functions. But you can also get certain precursors through your diet, for example, with vitamin B3, that's niacin. For example, from whole grain products, legumes or mushrooms, or from tryptophan, which in turn comes from soy, oats, or pumpkin seeds. And if you want to use supplements, please make sure they are of high quality and ideally discuss it with a therapist or a doctor. So my conclusion, if you do intermittent fasting, stay active and eat a plant-based diet, at least as a foundation, and in a way that makes sense, of course. If you combine targeted support with nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide precursors as dietary supplements, then you can actively influence how well you age and how capable, regenerative, and energetic you remain. And that's not just a trick, that's active healthcare at the cellular level, and it's always available to you. People want long, healthy lives. So please share this video. I'm sure people will be grateful to you for it.